Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be starting a new series. It's called Vice's Garage, where we're going to be working on other people's bikes, whether it's service or part installation. The point of it is to hopefully help you guys. Maybe you have the same bike and you're wondering how to do something, or maybe some different parts that you want to throw on the bike. So we're going to be helping out my buddy today, Alex. He rides a Triumph Trident 660. So we're going to be doing an air filter change. We're going to be changing out to EBC Sintered brake pads. We're going to be throwing in some speed bleeders that I talked about in my previous episodes, and I think some other things. So I'm hoping that you guys like the series, so please drop a like, drop a comment. I'm happy to answer any questions for you guys, and subscribe for the future episode of the new series. All right, guys. All right, so while we're waiting on Alex to get down here, I guess it started to rain, so I'm gonna pull the bikes back in the garage, make room for him. But this is my 2020 R6. And of course, there's my R1. So if you guys want a video on a complete mod list, I mean, everything done to these bikes is all performance related, very little cosmetics. So if you want any ideas for your R6, or your R1, feel free to leave a message in the comment below, and I can do a complete mod list video for the R6, which we haven't featured much on this channel. And of course, I mean, you guys know what we threw on the R1, so just let me know. I'll be happy to make a video. So we'll wait till Alex gets here. What's going on, buddy?
Not too much.
Yeah?
Narrowly avoided the rain.
I know. So this is my buddy's Trident 660. Beautiful bike. Look at this thing. Loving that Star Wars sticker. It's got it on the radiator, side radiator fairings as well. So we're gonna be working on this guy today. So let's take a little bit closer look at this Trident. So Alex, what have you done to the bike so far?
Other than personalizing it with things like silly stickers and whatnot, though I am very proud of my little R2-D2 here on the bars.
That's awesome.
I've got, just, I wanted to enhance the sort of safety of the bike as much as possible by adding some frame sliders, axle sliders for sure. Those are a first thing.
Looks like we went with Evotech frame sliders, Evotech fork sliders, axle sliders, and spools. I dig it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm an Evotech devotee. Also got an Evotech radiator guard.
Nice. That's actually what I'm going to be throwing on my bike as well. Cool.
It's pretty solid. I got the Dart classic fly screen. I wanted something that would block a little bit of wind, but not be, it's not a touring bike, so I didn't want anything too tall.
Sure.
I like the sort of retro aesthetic.
Yeah, it looks good.
I got to have my trusty quad lock on there. And for everybody, please, if you have one of these of any sort, get a vibration damper.
Yes.
Please do
not use a rock or a what are those, ram mounts? They will destroy your camera. So definitely get the vibration mount, like he's saying.
I also put on some adjustable levers.
Great.
Just from Tech Bike Parts.
Okay.
Nothing too special there. And then I swapped out the bunny ear mirrors for some Rizoma bar end mirrors there.
So we got some Rizoma bar ends. Nice.
I've also got a tank bag on here. This is just the base for it from GV.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice. And we got a Puge center tank cover.
And then my pride and joy, my GPR carbon fiber wrapped exhaust.
Nice.
It's a full system.
All right.
It's not the loudest out there. It's also not the prettiest. I'm a big fan of the Zard in black, but that was $1,500, and this was on sale for $500. You can't get any more with the carbon fiber. They stopped doing it.
Wow.
But I love it, and it sounds pretty naughty.
Hey, I dig it. Nice work. And we even got the X-Wing on the back.
E-Wing, actually.
E-Wing.
For all the Star Wars nerds out there.
I'm sorry. E-Wing. Okay. Cool. All right. All right, guys. So the same pads that we threw on the R1. These are the EBC H center pads. These are the FA lines. Like I said before, They make the EPFA and GPFA. Those are really for track use. So FA lines are good for street use. He also purchased the speed bleeders. Like I mentioned in a previous episode, these do have an internal check valve. So when you are bleeding your brakes, you're not going to get any air back into your system. So all you have to do is just open them up with the 8mm wrench, and you can pump and close it up, and all the air is going to come up and not back into your line, so you're going to get a good pull out of the brakes. So let's do this. Oh wow, that's barely torqued on there. I don't think it's going to say in the owner's manual. It's usually in the service. I don't know if you have.
I have it with it.
The service?
Do you mean like the dealer manual?
So there's an owner and then there's a service. Service is like what the dealers get.
Oh, yeah, I actually don't have that, no. But the torque brake should be in here.
Oh wow, these are cool.
Interesting.
Interesting
They did a
design.
radiator too. What is this extra part here? This is what I'm not.
So this
The
is
carrier?
where
It's the carrier.
This is where it's mounting.
Yeah.
Right here. So let's do the. I don't know if you want to clean these first.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I brought that.
Okay, cool. So I'll show you a little trick.
All right, so we're using an 8mm socket here to take this little guy off. This is holding there pretty good.
You better hope so.
Right? I just don't know if I can get it.
Really?
Yeah, it's on there. Good.
Wow.
You're welcome to give it a shot.
There we go. Cracked it loose.
Thank you.
You want to use the socket to
Thank you.
pull that out. So we're going to give these guys a good clean. We're going to be using PJ1's professional brake cleaner. These have had some miles on them, so we're going to clean them up once we get the pads out before we install the new EBC pads.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a long screw. So you're probably fine. Now just pull it out.
No, it's
Still, yeah, see,
There
there
we
you
go.
go.
There you go. There was
Now they're going to drop out of the bottom.
yeah. There we go.
Here you go.
Ooh, it's hot.
So I'll put this.
Is it in there? No, you want to...
All right, so here's your brake cleaner.
Let me just brush it out real quick. It's only got about 3,500 miles on it, so it's not really that dirty. That was with my 150,000 mile BMW.
Yep, so you can just let it drip into there. There you go, nice.
Pretty clean.
Yeah. Probably a good wipe down after that and you're
Yeah.
good to go.
Let's get in there. Pretty well cleaned out.
Yeah, I'd say so. You can even push those pistons back with your fingers, just so you can, yeah.
I don't really want to. All right, looks like we're pretty good to go.
Cool, great. All right. So before we install the speed bleeders and the new pads, we're just gonna open up the master cylinder so we can get some some air so the brake fluid will leak down. So under this there'll be that like rubber seal under the metal. Yeah, that part. It's just a little sealant cap. There you go. Oh, see? Gotta get this part.
There we go.
I don't mind getting brake fluid on my hand, but
I don't get brake dust in there. There we go.
there you go. So set that off to the side. And I'm gonna straighten out the wheel just so it's a little bit more level so you won't get any drops on your paint. Alright, so the next part of the process, we're going to be installing the speed bleeders. If you watch my previous video, it's pretty simple. You just unscrew this with a 8mm. You just pop the new one in. Brake fluid will start coming out of here, so make sure it's over a container or you have a towel around it. And then you just pop the new one in, screw it on. Definitely do this before you put the pads in, because if you do get brake fluid on your pads, it does seep into the crevices of the pads and they are no longer usable.
You got it? You got it?
Yep.
There we go.
So crack it open.
It's correct.
Yep. Now, use your fingers. Or...
Yeah, it's leaking. I can feel it. All right, you got the speed bleeder ready to go?
Ready to go.
Gotta get through that. Yeah, you gotta get through the plastic. Gotta get through the plastic.
Right here?
Right there. There you go.
Well, we're using a new cap. Take that off.
We're using a new cap.
Yep.
Okay.
So always do this hand tight because you don't want to cross thread these. You are screwing into aluminum. So make sure to do it by hand before you use any wrenches. So now that we have it hand tightened, it's going to seal it off so it won't be dripping anymore. So let's clean up that brake fluid. And you have a speed bleeder now.
Awesome.
Let's take that 8mm and tighten it down until you feel resistance. Do not go past the resistance. So it's going to feel tight because it does have the tape around it, just so nothing leaks through the threads. But when you feel that kind of tight resistance, just don't go any farther. There you go. Almost there.
There we are.
You got resistance?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right, so let's throw the EBC Sintered pads in. So pretty much with these calipers, it's just aligning the back hole right here with that long bolt, and then just sliding them in. I'm gonna push this caliper back just so they are even, and it's a pretty easy process. So you're gonna hook it underneath this little part right here first.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. And then because this spring, so you're going to want to get both of them in there.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Get them under that notch.
It's not there yet. Where is it? Can't really see it very well.
You're good. You're on.
Yeah, I'm on. Okay, cool.
So just stick it in, and then we're going to space them out once we get it around the rotor.
I think the bottom one, closer to you, isn't fully in. It's sticking out.
Got it. So let me... There we go.
All right, cool.
So these need to be pushed down because there is a spring to fit. Okay. So now they're both through, so we're just going to tighten this with that 8mm. Yeah. And then we'll throw it on the bike. Yeah, there you go. I love brakes. I don't know why.
All right. It's as tight as I can make it without putting it on the bike.
Oh, no. This doesn't matter. Crank it.
Oh, I mean, I can't.
You're good.
That's too much torque.
There you go. Okay. All right. Just going to use a flathead to just pry the piston back just a little bit, just so we can get it around the rotors. So, in the front and the back. Push them back just a little bit more. All right, so that should give us enough clearance to get it back around the rotor. All right, so we're just gonna open these up just a little bit, slide them around the caliper, line up these 2 bolts on the inside, and we're gonna unloosen our bungee holding device. So,
high tech right there.
High tech, right? That's how we do it.
There we go. Nice.
All right, so now let's insert that first bolt. So if you want to do that, I'll hold it for you. There you go. All right. Now that bottom bolt, if you just want to pop that in. So if you don't know the torque spec, I would just go a little bit past resistance.
Oh, I think I got it.
So
it's 89. That's what I saw.
89?
Or is it? Maybe it's for something else. No, no way.
89 would be insane. All right, so now that we have the torque specs for front caliper bolts, it is 21 Newton meters, which turns out to be 15.34 foot-pounds. So we're just gonna tighten them to spec.
There you go.
Nice, now let's do that bottom one. There you go.
Let's check one more time.
Good.
Okay. And good.
So pretty much the process is just going to be the exact same, but on the other side. So we're going to do a time lapse for this portion. Nice. All right, guys, so we have the EBC pads put in. We have the speed bleeders put in as well. So I'm going to show you the same process of using the speed bleeders. Once again, for bleeding the system, we're going to be using Motul RBF 600. This is my go-to and recommended brake fluid. So we're going to be throwing this in, keeping the top reservoir topped off as we're doing this, and we're going to flush out the entire system.
Do you know how much fluid we're talking here? Oh, this is hilarious. What the f?
Check this out. So, another trick with bleeding your brakes.
Yeah.
You want the line to always go up.
Okay.
Air rises.
Right, yeah, yeah.
So you never want it down, or else air will go back up.
Got it.
But you have speed bleeders, so the air is going to go out no matter what. So this is just like an extra precaution.
Mm-hmm.
So now check this out. So we have to take this off.
Yeah.
Keep this topped off the entire time, because you never want that opening to get air in it.
Got it. Right. That makes sense.
So
that would be counterintuitive to the whole bleeding it for air.
Exactly.
Bubbles, yeah.
All right, so I want you to do this process to see it, because it's fucking amazing.
Okay,
So
cool.
come on this side.
Yeah.
So we have the line running up, the air will go up and into the bottle. So we're just going to crack it open, pump, flush the whole system while we're adding fluid in the master cylinder, and then the left side will be finished. And I'm going to do... Oh,
okay, here we go.
just crack it.
Yep.
That's it. That's all you need. Now, grab the handle while you're watching that, because you're going to love it.
Grab the handle?
The brake.
Oh, okay.
And pump while you're watching. See those bubbles?
Yeah.
So those bubbles are not going to go back in.
And there are no more bubbles that I'm seeing.
Nope. Isn't it an easy process?
Yeah.
Alright, so just close it.
Okay.
Now, just going to drop the line so it drips down. Right there. Now where's your cap? Where's your cap? Oh, so that was tightened?
Yeah.
Alright. There you go.
Nice. That was easy. Now how do we know that we got all the fluid out of the system?
So, because we did a full reservoir through one side,
Yeah.
you have a full reservoir of brand new
Got
into that left side.
Great.
So we're just doing a full reservoir on each side.
Great.
Now let's get some pressure. Ooh, it's really good.
Yeah.
The more you pressure it.
Oh yeah. The f. That's
Yeah,
so
buddy.
much better. It was so squishy.
I know.
But I was driving my girlfriend's dad's car
Yeah.
while we were up there, and I was on his brake pedal, and I was like, "When does it get a bite?"
That's how
Like there was so much. Like this feels like night and day. Like I get back in my car, which I mean I just did the brakes a while ago. Holy shit!
How do they feel?
Oh my god, it's like night and freaking day.
Yeah?
So much better. Oh my god.
That's great.
I feel like I'm actually braking now.
Yeah, so with the mixture of the fluid and the pads, I mean,
Wild.
you're gonna have such a stronger bite that
Wild.
you're gonna have really good brakes now.
Fuck me.
All right, so now we're gonna be working on the rear brake. A little bit different of a setup as we just pull it off of the rotor itself. But in terms of replacing the pads, it's pretty much the same process. We're gonna do some brake cleaning. We are gonna switch out to speed bleeders in the rear as well. And so hopefully you'll have a solid brake feel in the rear. 214. Oh my God, that was barely on there. Okay, so this is greased, so
Yeah.
let's keep the grease on there.
With the turn signal electrical plugs,
You did, but I don't remember.
basically they use so much electrical grease on it
Oh, that it
that it came loose. When I dropped the bike, it just popped out. And then I took it to 2 different dealerships being like, hey, I think I have a serious electrical issue. Like, oh yeah, we're taking the whole front end apart.
Oh God.
Like, it's gonna be 4 hours of labor. And I was like, fuck you guys. All right, so we're lifting the.
So the caliper will lift off right now.
Okay. Shoot. Smidge off. I think it's like clipped on. Ooh.
Yep. They just hang like that.
I hate this part.
If you need more leverage, I can get a bigger wrench.
Yeah, probably. Now, why is this pin on there so good and everything else is like, nah, it's on, right?
Could even put it back on and crank
That's what I'm
it.
thinking, yeah.
Ooh, I wouldn't do that. Definitely slide. So put it back on, but slide your pads forward.
Slide the pads forward.
Yep, because they hook underneath this little tab. There you go. And yeah.
I feel like I'm putting pressure on this. I don't want to do that.
You're fine.
You got it?
Yep. Yep.
There we go.
Now those are gonna drop out.
Yep. You got them?
Mm-hmm.
It's about to come off. There we go. There we go.
Cool.
All right,
We should bleed first.
Bleed first? Okay.
Yeah, because so we can clean the stuff at the same time.
I guess I don't have to pull the cap off, right? We're just gonna pop it on there.
You can do that. That's fine. Mainly cover the bottom part.
Yeah.
Underneath, because that's where it's gonna drip down. It's not gonna drip up there.
Yeah.
There you go. Cool.
There you go.
All right.
All right, we're loose.
Cool.
There you go.
All right, just to get it a little tight to that Teflon tape. Let me get the ratchet one. Well, wrench down.
Sure, it's around. We'll find it. Okay, it's on. It's clean enough. I don't want to hit it. If I don't have to, let's pop the brakes in there. The pads. So we got the pin. As I said, they just hang, right? They don't even clip in.
So with these pads, basically they're just going to connect back here, and then you actually connect the other section.
Yeah.
They just tap against this point here on the caliper mount. So they just kind of like.
All right, we're in. There it is. Okay.
Yep.
We're in?
Yep. And we need the big bolts. Oh, they slid out. Wait, hold on.
Yeah, that one's definitely not in. I see that. I think they sit on top of it. Yeah, there's like a thing. So go forward. I can see it really well. We got to move a lot further forward. Here, pop that back up into your. Yeah, there you go. Now go forward. You got a lot of space. A lot of space on this side.
The problem is.
There you go. All right, let it swing down a little bit. There you go. Okay, I think that's pretty much where you want to be. You gotta tilt down more. There we go. Right
now.
All right.
Now they're in there. So let's see if these line up.
You're gonna hold the bike?
These aren't the right length.
They're not the right length?
Nope. There's no way.
They're too short?
Yep.
Where are the old pads? The old grooves?
Right here. These aren't the right ones.
That's usually annoying if that's the case.
Well, at least you have good fronts. I mean, that's what really matters. If these don't work. So we just realized that the rear pads that we ordered were too short, and I'm going to show you guys compared to the stock pads. So here is the stock. I mean, yes, it is the other side, but it doesn't matter. But as you can see on top of each other, you need this extra length to lock in the rear pad with this caliper. So we're gonna have to order some new ones, send these back, and get the right ones that'll fit the rear caliper. So we put the stock pads back on. Now we're just going to flush the system with the old fluid, put it in the mow tool, so he should be getting some good pressure and brake performance. So, all right, you ready to get started?
Let's do it.
So one little tip to make this easier, this works actually for any bike pretty much. Just remove your rear reservoir completely, since you cannot pour with this foot peg over it. So if you just remove the reservoir completely, you can hold it off to the side and pour in as you are bleeding the system. Also, just looking at that brake fluid, if you have fluid that dark, it's time to swap your fluid. Alright, so I'm going to crack open the speed bleeder just like we did with the fronts. And he's going to pump the rear brake. And then we're going to flush the fluid and keep topping off that cylinder. Don't let it get too low.
Just keep pumping, you keep pouring.
Wow, some dark stuff, buddy. So now just pump down to the upper level. Get it.
Yeah, we're good right there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll let it go. Up to you.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Okay, now take that 8, mount it back up.
Where's the bolt?
Right there.
Oh yeah, got it.
I'm gonna close this off.
I'm just gonna get this till it's hand tight.
Yeah, you don't have to go too hard. God, it's gonna be like 6 hours of footage. Just right when you feel resistance, you're probably
right
fine.
there.
Cool.
We're good.
All right. Alright, so I know this was a longer episode. For any of you guys that hung in there, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We did have to end it early since we had to return the brake pads and order new ones over the correct size. In between that time, Alex did do the oil change, so I'm hoping we can make a part 2 of installing the air filter into his bike. He wants to sort out the tune first, which is a good idea since he has an exhaust and it might be running a little bit lean, and the air filter would make it run leaner. So as soon as he sorts out the tune, we'll get back to part 2 of the first episode of Vice's Garage. So if you liked the episode, please drop a like. If you have any questions about, installing the brake pads or the speed bleeders or the brake fluid that we use, feel free to drop a comment. I'll leave links for all the parts in the description below, and subscribe for future episodes of Vice's Garage. Alright, as always, ride safe.